welcome back to another fun lesson in Adobe Lightroom 5 Crash Course. Today we're going to talk about the upright feature, which is a new feature in Adobe Lightroom 5. So if you're using version 2, 3, 4, you might not have this option, but for those of you using the latest version, Lightroom 5, you'll have it. And it's a really cool way to level your photos, to vertically correct them. So let me show you how to do it. I have up here this photo of a sunset in the Philippines, in Boracay. Let me just do a couple quick minor adjustments to make it, pop a little bit, add some contrast, maybe make the temperature a little bit warmer. I'm just doing this really quickly just so that it's a beautiful image to watch or look at while I edit it. So let's do something like that. So then you're going to go down to Lens Corrections. This is a tab we haven't played with much. So let's open this Lens Correction tab. And you'll see here that there's different tabs under it: Profile, Color, Manual. I mentioned Profile before. This is to change for any particular lens. There are some corrections that might need to take place. But under the Basic, there are a couple other ones. So first you have to click on Enable Profile Corrections and Remove Chromatic Aberration. So this basically takes out some of the minor distortion on the edge of the frame. And then down below there's this Upright tool. So you have Upright. Right now it's clicked on Off. There's an Auto. There's a Level, which will level it horizontally. Vertical, which will make all the vertical lines vertical. And then there's a Full, which will do pretty much both. For this one, I want to level it so that this horizon line is going horizontally level. So I'm just going to click Level, and there already you see that it levels it vertically. No need to crop and rotate, it just automatically levels it. I can do Off and then On. You'll see that if I do Auto, it will also pretty much do the same. If I go straight to vertical, it does basically the same exact thing for this photo. Sometimes it's different though, because this photo doesn't have many vertical lines for it to read. So let's look at another photo. So now that's leveled. So let's look at this one of this sign. So again, not too bad, but let's enable Profile Corrections, remove Chromatic Aberration. We'll do Level. Takes a minute to read, and it levels it just slightly. And the way it does it is by using these lines of this post to make sure that it's level. And if you do vertical, it makes those lines very upright. Let's see if any of these other photos are good for an example. Let me go back to my library. I have a couple more in a new folder for this lesson. So this one is of a church, and as you can see, I was off to the side. The lines are a little bit crooked in this altar up here. And so if I go to Develop, and then I enable Profile Corrections, remove Chromatic Aberration, and then I do Vertical, you will see now that these lines are perfectly vertical. Most of the lines in this church, you see all those lines going up and down, those are vertical. Let me click it off. And if I do Level, it tries to level the horizontal lines. So you have these lines of the pew that are trying to be horizontal. But for this photo, I want to just have these lines be vertical rather than something like this where it's a little bit off-centered and tilted. So I'm going to keep that at vertical. Here's another and the last example I'm going to show you, and this one's really great. So I'm going to enable these two, and then I'm going to go through all of these. So first you have Level, which tries to level it, but as you can see, it's such a minor adjustment. This photo is actually already fairly level. If we do Vertical, you'll notice that it tries to make the vertical lines vertical, but then it basically crops it, or it squeezes it, so it squeezes the bottom of the photo, and so there's just negative space right here. And that you have to fix, and you can fix that by clicking on Constrain to Crop, and that will automatically try to fix it. Or if this is off, let's turn this off, and we'll do vertical again, you can crop it and basically, crop it however you want it and get rid of that negative space. So something like that. So that on and then off is another option. But check this out. So you can see I'm taking this photo from down below, the angle of the house, there's an angle, but if I click auto, look how it makes that, it looks like I'm taking the photo from directly in front of the top of this house. Instead of from down below, if you do auto, it's from directly in front, which is really awesome. So when you're taking photos of architecture or buildings or things similar to that, this tool, the upright tool, can really help you and make your photos look really great. One thing to note though is if there are humans or animals in the photo and you use these tools, sometimes it will make them distorted, because what it's actually doing is stretching and warping parts of this photo to make it look like this. And even though it looks great right here, that's what it's actually doing. It's stretching the bottom of this to make it look perfectly flat. But if there's people in it, if there were people looking out these windows or standing on the roof, it might stretch them in a way that looks unnatural. So you just have to be careful about that. But that is the upright tool. That's how cool Adobe Lightroom 5 is. So use that if you need to for your architecture photos and the like. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.